Hi, you are welcome to my grade advances, and I'm so glad you're here. If you find this video, I believe you wanted to learn something about standard form. Okay, so in this lesson, I'm actually going to be showing you or giving you three rules which you can use to solve any problem in standard forms. Okay, and again, I like to mention to you that the important keywords for you in this lesson are standard forms and ordinary forms. Numbers that you are familiar with are written in ordinary forms. And then the one you want to learn again today about is the standard form, okay? Now, it is important for you to know that we use standard forms whenever we want to write very big or very small numbers in a more convenient way. So that's when we use standard form. It's just that simple. So, and any number can be written in standard form, and you actually need to know how to do that. And I believe that's why you have found this video, and I'm just going to share with you those three basic rules in which you can use to write a number in the ordinary form. You write it in standard form, and a number in the standard form, you can rewrite that in the ordinary form. So let's get started. Now, I'm going to first show you what an ordinary form looks like. A number in ordinary form is, for example, 56 billion. This number is in its ordinary form, and if I want to write that in standard form, it's going to be 5.6 times 10 raised to the power of 10. So this is standard form and this is ordinary form. All right, and this is a very big number which has been written in a more convenient way. Okay, so if I also have 0.00000000 and 3, 4, 5, this is a number also in its ordinary form, and if I want to write that in standard form, it's going to be 3, 4, 5 times 10 raised to the power of minus 9. All right, so this is a number in standard form. It was actually in its ordinary form, and then now I have written it in its standard form. So a small number written in a more convenient way using standard form. So two things you want to learn in this lesson: how to write numbers like this, and also numbers like this, how to write them like this. And also you are going to learn how to write numbers that are like this, how to take them back. That is, number in standard form, how do you take them back to the ordinary forms, and the same thing for this. So you're welcome. Get your pen, get your notebook, and then let's learn together. So another thing now is what actually is standard form. Any number that is written in standard form must always be in exactly this format. If a number is to be written in standard form, it will take this format, like you see in the short illustration I started with. If you have to write any number in standard form, it must exactly be in this format. And all the rules I want to tell you is just around this format I've given you. So if you can keep this in mind, then you are very close to learning or to mastering standard forms. Okay, so now let's start to look at it. This number a must always be between 1 and 10. All right, and this number is the power of n, which is just the number is just the number of places the decimal point moves. So the number of times you have moved the decimal point, you are just going to count, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I moved the decimal point 4 times, then n is going to be 4. Okay, so I'm going to just share with you next these rules guiding how to write numbers in their ordinary form, then you write them in the standard form. So I'm just going to share with you the three basic rules. So just follow me. So the first rule you will be learning is that the front number must always be between 1 and 10. Again, if you remember this, a times 10 raised to the power of n, this is the front number, and this number must always be between 1 and 10. It cannot be lesser than 1, and it cannot be greater than 10. So, it depends on the question you're given. Your a can actually be 1, it can be 1 point, it can be 1.2, it can be 5.6, it can be anything, but not equals to 10, right? So it's just going to be between 1 and 10. If you keep that in mind, then you are good with the first rule.